Cursor or Windsurf, which one to use to build the dream project of yours that would make you a millionaire within an hour or a month maybe? But if you cannot decide which one to choose, I am here to help you for that. Cursor is a comparatively cheaper tool when it comes to building any kind of project. See, when you go to the Cursor's plan, it gives you 150 free credits when you start it initially in the free tier plan. 150, what does this mean? It means that each time you send Cursor a request like build me a website and whatever, it would cost you only 1 credit for each request you send. But if Cursor needs to build 10 or 20 files to make that website happen, it would not charge you anything for that. It would not charge you anything for the files it would make. It would only charge you for the request you made. For the for each request it would only charge you one request. That's like way dirt cheap. Like, it does not matter how many file it needs. It does not cares about how many file it needs. It only cares about how many requests you made. But the same does not work for Windsurf. When you send a request, it charges you user prompt credits or UPC for each request you make. Not only that, it charges you for in FSC for each file it makes. Like, if it needs, if you would make a simple HTML based website, how much files would you need? Do you think? For the single HTML file it would only cost you one, but if it has HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all three in it, then it would cost you 3 Flow Action credits in Windsurf, but it would cost you just one request in Cursor. But here's the catch: Cursor sucks, and there's no doubt about it. Cursor wins your projects unless you have a backup. Assume you started your project earlier and you handed it over to Cursor to make it build faster. Make it the debugging process faster. What Cursor would do eventually is it would ruin the project. It would ruin the project unless you take a backup. So if you have a great big project in your mind and you are about to hand it over to Cursor, make a backup, or and Cursor would ruin it pretty bad. It would ruin it from the damn core of the project. It would ruin every single file there are, which is not going to happen when it comes to Windsurf. Windsurf will not ruin your project. Windsurf is built differently. It does not ruin your project. It understands every single thing. What happens is if you start fresh with Cursor and we start fresh with Windsurf, initially they both kind of makes the same kind of things. Like, if I would ask both of them to make a game, they would initially start pretty similarly, but as I start asking it to add more features, add more functions, add more etc whatever, Cursor would lost its way and would actually ruin every single thing, every single file there are in your code. And the same will not happen with Windsurf. Cursor ruined a lot of Android projects that I was working on since I did not take a backup before handing them over to Cursor. So I hate this app, but I hope this app gets better. And now I would show you how much does it costs to build a website using them. So see, in Cursor I had already made 4 requests already, and in user prompt in here in Windsurf I had made 2 user prompt credit consumed, and I have consumed 12 flow action credits. Let's head over to ChatGPT. I had actually asked it to write a process for a game that would look similar to the Chrome's Dinosaur West game, and I would ask both of them to build the game for me. So let's go to Cursor and go to my documents, create a folder called C. In this folder I would create the game till it's working on. Let's send it the request, and also I would suggest that I would use Claude 3.7 for both of them because that's the best one out there. And let's send it. Let's do the same for Windsurf. Open folder, go to my documents, create a folder names W and select the folder, and I don't know what's going on with cursor. It's actually working or not. Let's hint it that I need it in HTML. Okay. It won't work when I'm asking it to use the sonnet. Let's choose HTML. See, cursor sucked there when I asked it to use Cloud 3.7 sonnet. Initially it said that it will not do the same, but when I do the same here in Windsurf, it does not matter for it to. Let's see how does this get. See, when cursor writes the codes, it looks great since the UI, it has really nice UI. This guy sucks UI stuff, but it actually makes better codes though. Let's see how does this go. Both of them are making the file. Cursor is showing you each file in here in the short windows, small windows, and also showing it here. It has already created, and I know this would take forever, so let's accept it all and see what did it make. Let's go to C. Let's play the game. It has made 4 files if you noticed it, and here the game starts. Okay, I was not really good at it. Let's make it short so that I can see what he's doing there. As you can see, the game he made, I mean cursor made, is same, and only thing happening is speed is slightly increasing over the time, and the obstacles are not changing, the duration of obstacles are not changing, their height, weight, nothing changes, they just keep appearing again and again and again. Let's run the command it is asking here. I need to be active everywhere, so pretty boring game it has made here. Let's accept, and here's the game Windsurf made. It has made a annoyingly hard game that I have no idea how to play. Okay, I'm getting good at it. And so you can see that both have named the game Endless Runner, and you can clearly see the difference between which cursor made and which Windsurf made. That's my point. Cursor, although costs you less, and it sucks. So I had actually used 4 requests earlier, and let's refresh it, and you can see that it only cost me one request and nothing else to build the 4 files here in cursor, and when we have 2 and 12 here in Windsurf. And guess what, it cost me 1 user prompt credit, and what the hell, it cost me a lot of flow action credits for the same. So it's pretty sure that when you build anything in Windsurf, it would exhaust your free credits quota. But as I have experienced earlier, I know that Windsurf would actually make you the file, the game, the website, whatever you are planning on, and cursor would eventually lost its way. So I cannot just build an entire app forever to show that. Trust the process, and if you want to know how to get both of these for free forever, stay with the channel, subscribe me, and I will upload the video soon.